my um, gathering of the events that I experienced throughout very particular years that I was displaying my works in Chelsea at the Empire Diner on 23rd Street and 10th Avenue. On 2016, I met Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem in the neighborhood where I was displaying my works. And I believe that they were living in a house right on 22nd Street next to the park. So once in a while, I actually would see, a van parking right next to me, waiting for, I believe, Penelope Cruz to pick up, her kids that they were playing on the park. Very casual. I wasn't really, I didn't pay much attention the first couple of times until I think that she actually walked all the way to where I was exhibiting my works and took the time to go around and to see which one she liked the most, just to, I guess, to be supportive, to give me some feedback, which I'm pretty sure she knew it would be very important for me personally. So she stopped in one particular piece and she said, "This one, I really love this one." Not for any intention of buying it, but it was just to share, how she felt to that particular work. So I kept it in my head, and we had a very, couple minutes, conversation, and then we continued our day. It's kind of like, neighbors. And I think a couple of days later, I believe that they were in the park, just across the street. This is on 10th Avenue and 22nd Street. And they were right across the street, playing with, their kids. And I believe even that the children stood right in front of my works and they were like contemplating the works also. That was really cool. So anyway, a couple days later, this is like maybe 11, 12 o'clock, in the afternoon. And I see Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz with, the kids playing in the park, and they were like playing, I believe, water balloons, It was a really hot day. I can't remember. I definitely can't remember that. It was a hot day. So I remember that I wrote something, I wrote a poem at the back of this work that she really liked. And I rolled it, and I crossed the street, and I said to Javier and Penelope, I said, "This is for you guys, this is for you." And in that moment, to me personally, and I guess for the three of us, in my perception, the world stopped in a frozen moment. The energy became extremely magical. And as I I am finding myself passing the work, like in slow motion, through the gates of the park and giving the work to Javier, and both of them standing there and taking that magical moment the same way I was taking it. Very profound, very profound. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And they say thank you, and they really were very moved about that gesture that to me meant a lot. Obviously, it meant a lot. And also the metaphor, this conceptual metaphor of me reaching out to them through the gate, at this big old iron black gate with the bars and everything. That was very interesting to me to review that image in my head. That was pretty cool. That was very profound. And I remember that she said, "I promise you, I'm gonna frame this work and it's gonna be beautiful." And that was the work that she actually liked the most. So then we went our separate ways, and I think I saw the band a couple more times, but then I believe that they left, because I don't know for how long they were staying there, but I think that they were leaving soon to go somewhere else. Now, you have to understand that this kind of, pattern that I found myself repeating constantly with certain celebrities that I had the chance to know if it was the right time, if it was meant to be. Many times, these famous people were part of my life as much as they were part of yours. So I was just thinking, when I was younger, I was studying cinema when I was 18, and I remember analyzing all these movies, from David Lynch to Pedro Almodovar, and discovering all these, very powerful and knowledgeable source of movie makers that they were pushing the envelope and just really, really giving you something to look for, to explore, to try to understand, cinematography. And Penelope Cruz was one of the main actors chosen by Almodovar to become this, symbol of so many of his movies, and how she it's interesting because how she never left her motherland in Spain as becoming a Hollywood actor, but we have to understand that difference between the depth of artism that would give her the opportunity to explore making a movie in Spain. Obviously, it's it's an abyss of difference of making a Hollywood movie, although they're much better, commercialized and marketing-wise and everything. But the exploration of the actual emotion and what it really means to break down yourself throughout characters, obviously it gives you a much heavier weight by producing and being part of movies, with Almodovar, without a doubt. But also Bardem has known very well how to balance those two as well. This is my own personal, opinion of me growing up very young and watching Almodovar's, movies and seeing her since she was super young. It's the way I feel. So that was one of my main reasons of why I gave her that piece. And I really hope that by now the piece has been framed and people are sharing, that she's sharing the story, how we met, and see, what you guys have to understand is that I was selling works that they were meant to be in an art gallery, being sold for well, let's not really talk about money, because I don't think it's fun. Money is money. It doesn't really matter. It matters. It matters, but not quite. What I'm trying to say is that at that particular moment in my life, I was really riding a huge wave, and I was riding it under my own risk. I jeopardized many works that I should have never. They should have never been sold. But I had to, because I had to pay my studio. So it comes with the territory. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm very happy that Penelope and Javier got my work.